Hey everyone, Techne here with a keyboard review, and the keyboard we have today is the YUNZii SK1. Am I saying that right? Yunzii? I'm not too sure how to say that, but anyways, this is the SK1 60% gaming keyboard. Oh, that's a boring box. Let me show you the keyboard. Alright, so as far as in your box, you're going to get the keyboard, you'll get your USB cable right here, you're going to need a keycap puller and a switch puller, which we'll get into later right there. You can get your little manual here, and I really like this manual actually. We've used some other 60% boards. As we all know, you got to use all of these crazy shortcuts on 60% boards, right? But some of them give us like this 20, 30 page manual. It's just like, no, it's so confusing, you know? But I really like this. Bam, you can plop right there. You got your shortcuts and what your keys right there. I really like how simplistic they made this manual right there. And they're going to give you 4 extra keycaps right here to change out your menu button, and they also give you this other cool one that is for your escape key or whatever. It's a little flower right there. Alright, so anyways, what did you guys think about the close-ups right there? I think the thing is pretty stinking sharp. No, I don't like the pink keycaps. You guys know me. It's just not my thing, you know what I mean? But I really like the other keycaps if you saw in the close-ups really well. Again, they got that dice up right there, so they're white, and then you have the red lettering on it right there. I mean, it looks so crisp and just so solid, and they feel solid. The keycaps are PBT with that dice up right there, and they just feel fantastic on the fingers. They really do. They just feel solid and very crisp. Let me go on and show you one right here. Again, like I said, we'll do the space bar. As you can see, I'm not sure how well the camera will pick it up. Can we get some focus? There we go. You can see it a little bit right there. You see how thick that keycap is? I can't even squeeze it and bend it at all. I mean, you just feel very firm, very heavy duty, and you feel it while you're typing right there. You really feel the quality of the keycaps. And also talking the quality of build, while we're on that subject right there, the whole board is just feels very sturdy. I can't flex it anywhere, no matter how hard I press right there. Underneath the keycaps, you have a metal plate right there, and you have a pretty balanced weight in it. It's not heavy, it's not light, it's kind of right there in between, you know what I mean? But it feels very solid. Again, when you're typing on it, it just feels crisp, no flex whatsoever. It feels, again, very solid. Now on the bottom of the board, as you saw in the close-ups right there, you do not have any feet that pop out. You just pretty much have these 4 rubber grips right there. And as you can see right there, you see how it just elevates up right there? So you don't have any feet. It almost always has that incline right there, but it's the perfect incline. The keys go right with it as well. It's not like your hands kinked up or anything like that, or it's flat. It's pretty much at that perfect position. So as I stated earlier, this keyboard does use the Gateron optical switches. I have the reds right here. On Amazon right now, they have the blues and the browns, but again, these are the Gateron optical switches, and what they do is you just go down right there, and the little optical deal will go right through the bottom. It's so hard to pick up on camera, but you can see it kind of filling in right there. Now, if I show you this way, you'll probably see it a little bit better. As you can see, it has the 2 sensors on the side right there, and then where your switch goes right down it there. So a lot of people say the optical switches will just register quicker. Me personally, I don't really notice too much difference in game at all. They feel a little bit softer and a little bit more smooth, you know what I mean? But as far as gameplay, it didn't improve my gameplay or anything, and they also state that it will last longer. You don't have any movable parts in it or anything. I guess my concern with an optical switch is like, what if some dirt or grime gets stuck down in an optical switch? I don't know. I've used them. They've all worked fine. Again, they just feel a little bit smoother and a little bit softer than a regular mechanical switch. But anyways, talking about how smooth they are, I want to give you a quick sound test, and I want you to listen to this, and I want to see if you can pick up one little thing here that kind of stands out. So anyways, get a listen here. You guys are about 2.5 feet from the mic. Let's get this sound test. Again, Gateron optical reds here. So as far as that sound test right there, did you guys catch the difference right there? I'm sure you did if you listened to it right there. So if you didn't, go back and watch it. I want to see if you can catch it, because I'm pretty sure you can. But anyways, what the difference is right there. So when you hear the regular keys, right? So we hear that. Now let me go on and hit the enter key. Right? And I'm pretty much smacking them down here. So let's go on. I'm going to press the S key. And then I'm going to hit the space bar. Again, S key, shift. They're so much quieter. All those keys right there, they have the stabilizer on. Let me show you real quick. All right, so as you can see here on the board, they have the Mach switches for the stabilizers right there, which makes the keys very balanced. Whenever you're pressing them, the space bar or anything, wherever you press it, it's very balanced, not much wobble or anything like that. But again, they almost feel like they have O-rings underneath them, you know, as far as the bigger keys, the shift, the enter, the space bar and everything. But as crazy as it sounds, it started bugging me in game. Again, hitting that space bar and a shift quite often compared to my other keys. Those was real tactile, not tactile, they're red switches, you know, but you heard that click and you heard it smack in the bottom of the board. Rather when I got to the other ones, it almost felt like I wasn't pressing it enough, if that makes sense. You know, it was so quiet, so smooth, they felt great. I honestly wish every key felt like the space bar and the enter key because it feels fantastic. It really does. So I don't know, maybe put some O-rings on the rest of the keys and kind of balance it out. But again, it just kind of threw me off a little bit where the space bar and the shift and all that felt different from my other keys. Again, it made it feel like I wasn't pressing the key all the way down. Now again, another bonus on the keycaps here that I really like. As you can see over here, you have your layers. Your 1, 2, and 3 layers right there. And then over here we have our lighting effects, and it's really nice because it's just shown right on the keycap right there. So everything's kind of bam right there. There's your function in that key. And again, with your layers, with every other 60% board, just activate which other layer to activate those functions with on the keyboard right there. I pretty much keep mine on just a basic standard one right there. But again, this keyboard's super easy because you have your lights on, off, and then your effects, your brightness, your speed, and everything, bam, right there, and easily noticeable. All right, now talking RGB on this keyboard here, it is crisp and it is solid. I mean, the flow is smooth. It's very bright. It's one of those boards that when I show it on the camera here, you're going to see it jitter, but that's not on the board. That's just the frame rate of the camera going with the lights on the keyboard. But let me show you here real quick, and you can probably see how crisp the lights look. Actually, it's not jittering too much, right? But you can see the lights, and it's crisp and a very nice flow. But take a look at the keycaps. Look right above the letter right there. Right, so you see what I'm talking about? And that really bugged me. Right above the keycaps, you got the line, because on these optical switches, the light is right above that right there. And it's really shining very, very bright through that. So you always have that line right above the keycap, which honestly bugged the heck out of me. I really just didn't like it. Like, I don't know how well you guys can see it back here across the entire board. You see the line right up there? I just don't like that. So anyways, what I did, I just went in here, turned off the RGB, and this thing looks so stinking good with the RGB. I really like it. As you can see, your caps button lights up whenever your caps are pressed. Press it and it goes off right there. Just me personally, as great as the RGB was, it ruined the crispness of the keycaps, in my opinion. I didn't like that line up there. But I thought they looked super good like this with the RGB off, and that's honestly how I left it. But again, the RGB is crisp and it's very vibrant and it's there. The motion's smooth, the lights are bright. Again, it just kind of ruined the keycaps for me. As great as the keycaps are, they feel and they look and everything, with that little shining through the top right there, it bugged the heck out of me, you know what I mean? Now also, speaking as far as RGB, there is software you can download and they have it on their site, but boy, it got confusing and it wouldn't work for me and everything. So I kind of just like, okay, let me just stop this while I'm ahead of myself, right? There is onboard memory on it. So anyways, if you end up downloading the software and getting it to work good for you, know, you can set the whole keyboard up for you and everything and adjust it that way. And again, you have different effects with on the board and everything. As far as solid color, I could not get it to cycle solid colors. It would go straight to the green, kind of like that recent keyboard we reviewed, right? So I couldn't cycle my solid colors, which was a real bummer. I'm sure that's a software thing. But again, I couldn't get the software to work, so that really stunk. But again, you got that basic cycle of rainbow effect, your flow, where it goes into square and everything. There's another cool thing right underneath the spacebar. There's a little mic, so whatever music or if you're talking or whatever, the RGB will go with your voice because the little mic under the spacebar. That's a pretty cool little touch right there. But again, I kind of wish the solid colors were built right into the keyboard because I always keep mine on red. But honestly, on this board, red would look pretty goofy with the pink and green right there, you know what I mean? Again, I'm not a fan of that pink right there, but again, turn the RGB off on this thing and it looks stinking solid. So all in all, my take on a Skyloong SK61 by YUNZii, I'm totally botching that, I'm sure. But again, my take on, I believe this board comes in right around 60, 65 bucks, you know what I mean? If you're into that whole pink deal right here, I mean, you got a complete win. I mean, this thing is solid. I can't flex this thing whatsoever. I mean, it just feels like it's built fantastic. I love the keycaps. I really do. I want to go off and buy some of these dye-sub keycaps now, you know, because they just feel great, you know. Keep that RGB off. And this thing is just super crisp. Again, it just looks so good. If you're into that whole pink vibe, you know what I mean, which doesn't fit my setup whatsoever. But again, as far as the board itself, it feels crisp. It's built great. It's great to play on. Again, with that spacebar and shift, that's probably the biggest thing. Probably even bigger than the pink, you know, as crazy as it sounds. You know, as far as the spacebar and the shift just feeling completely different than the other keys, a little bit softer and smoother, you know, that's probably the one thing that throws me off with this board. But other than that, it's built fantastic, and I really do like it. You know, I wish there were different color variations. Let me put it there. I wish there were different color variations, so I think it'd be set. But hey, thank you so much for stopping by and watching a review on the Skyloong SK61 mechanical gaming keyboard with the Gatoron Reds here. Optical Reds, Gatoron Optical Reds. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. Hey, I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.